I had a slight Iron Man 3 vibe with this episode, in that, do the ships make international rescue, or is it the other way around? Because when you take away Thunderbird 1 and 2 from the equation, the brothers are left to make do with what's left, and that being the hover bikes, which are a nod to the original series, as the bikes were housed in Thunderbirds 1 and 2 for a means of short distance travel into areas that the ships would not be able to reach. System-wise, it's a reminder of how integrated systems, vehicles, communications, and day-to-day devices are linked by networks these days, in that all it takes is one thing to go wrong and everything comes to a grinding halt. Which is just as well the hover bikes operated via a self-contained system, so that removes the possibility of them being compromised. In the same context of how Captain Scarlet and Captain Blue used a World War II Lancaster bomber to get past Captain Black's digital blackout in New Captain Scarlet in 2004. Go watch it, it's awesome. It does make me question as to how the mechanic is getting past not only the Tracy's physical detection systems, but also getting past the digital defenses, as this is not the first time he has done this. The two-parter in Up From the Depths was the first instance of him hacking their signal in order to monitor their transmissions. The rescue was one of their more basic operations, as they were dealing with a downgrade in resources, so to speak. But the outcome remained the same in them aiding Kat Kavanagh. As to how she even got into the small cave in that manner puzzles me. Maybe it's something that will be explained at a later stage? Unlikely. Aside from those discrepancies, the writing was reasonable enough. I did like the way of Brains feeding Sally messages whilst the mechanic was right in front of him. It gave me reminders of Red Dwarf's Rimmer World, where Lister was communicating with Rimmer even though the enemy was right in front of him. And seeing Max have a short circuit moment where his eye glowed red gave me reminders of Number Johnny 5. With the cast, not really much I can say, although I did feel like Angel Colby wasn't giving it her all as Kat. Her KO voice is perfect, but she does need to work on her range for other characters. Other than that, everything was fine in the vocal department. For animation, this week's was another breathtaking visual experience with the red mountains and the rock structures. For my final thoughts, like I mentioned earlier, it had an Iron Man 3 vibe in where you take away the brothers' ships and they use what they're left with, and it proves that it's the people that make international rescue, not the ships. Until next time, see you next mission.